You know, we live in this age of constant oversharing, right? Where everything is out there for the world to see. Well, today we're going to dive into something that kind of goes against all of that, the mastery of privacy. And we're going to do it by looking at the incredible story of a public figure named Rekha, who figured out how to turn silence into her greatest strength.
And this right here, this single sentence is the key to her entire story. I mean, just think about that for a second. What do you do when your own truth, your honesty, gets twisted and used as a weapon against you? For Rekha, this wasn't just a thought experiment. This was her everyday reality. All right, so let's rewind a bit. We're talking about the mid-2000s. Rekha is at the absolute peak of her fame, but she's learning, the hard way, about a really draining side of being in the spotlight.
It was like she was living two different lives at the same time. On one side, you had the adoration from fans and just the need to survive in a really tough industry. But on the other side, every single time she let her guard down, every time she just tried to be real, her words were twisted into these crazy headlines full of betrayal and wild speculation.
And this is so important. This wasn't just about a few bad articles. It was this deep, emotional exhaustion. Can you even imagine how tiring that must be? To constantly see your real feelings, your genuine honesty, just manipulated for clicks and gossip. There's just no way you can live like that long term. So, she's stuck in this constant battle, right? But instead of fighting back with more words, with more interviews, she did something totally radical. She decided to just take her story back, pull it away from everyone.
Just like that, she stopped speaking. It was so simple, but so profound. That was it. No more trying to explain herself. No more film parties, no more interviews. She just went quiet.
And the change was, wow, it was immediate. You had this woman who was known for her incredible laugh, for being so open in conversations, and suddenly she was replaced by this new persona, perfectly put together, totally composed, but completely closed off. The difference was night and day.
Now, of course, the public saw this and they were like, what's going on? It's a mystery. People started guessing, you know? Oh, she must be so lonely, or she must be bitter. But they were missing the whole point. This wasn't about being lonely. It was about taking back control. She was building a wall not out of bitterness, but out of wisdom, to finally protect her inner world.
Okay, but here's where it gets really fascinating. You'd think pulling back like that would make her irrelevant, right? Nope, it did the exact opposite.
I mean, just think about that kind of power. When she would, on those rare occasions, actually show up somewhere, the entire room would just stop. It wasn't nostalgia. It wasn't, oh, look, it's her. It was pure awe. She'd become this icon of being completely untouchable. It's so true what they said. Her silence was louder than any interview could ever be. Think about it. In an industry that is all about noise and getting attention, her quiet was the loudest thing in the room. She had basically mastered this whole new language of power.
And behind this powerful, silent public face, she was actually building a really happy private life. She wasn't hiding away. She was thriving. She was finding real joy in the simple stuff, you know, working in her garden, reading poetry, just surrounding herself with art and peace. And in doing that, she proved that happiness isn't about all that outside noise and approval. It's about finding that stillness inside yourself.
So, what's the big takeaway here? What can we all learn from Rekha's story? Well, it all comes down to rethinking what it really means to be truthful, not just with the world, but with ourselves. You see, this wasn't her just running away from it all. It was an active choice, a path to mastering her own life. First, she built boundaries to protect herself. Then, she cultivated that inner stillness to find peace. And by doing those two things, she finally reclaimed her life from the public.
And this, right here, this is the heart of it all. We have this idea, right, that to be honest, you have to share everything, that we owe our stories to the world. But what her story teaches us is that sometimes the smartest, most honest thing you can do is to protect your truth, to keep it safe just for you. And that, in the end, was her real victory. While everyone else was still busy guessing and gossiping, she was just peaceful. Because for the first time, her life, her story, her happiness, it was all hers, and only hers. She didn't need the world to get it, because she got it, and that's all that mattered.
So, I want to leave you with this question to think about. In this world that's constantly screaming at us to share more, post more, tell more, when is the most powerful thing you can do to just be quiet? When is protecting your truth more important than speaking it?